We are back here on WICR's AB Conversation for Benzino. I'm Anthony Carlo. How's everybody doing?
Fine.
Ben is my answer right there because none of you guys are chatting it up on the live chat there on Ustream. Are they?
They are.
You guys are out there?
Rob Jiggity is.
Are you?
Alex is.
Awesome.
We out here.
What are they talking about?
I don't know. We gotta check the chat.
They're talking about what I guess what we're talking about. They're giving their responses.
That's very good. Fan participation.
It is very good. I thank everybody for Benzino's shout-outs. The people we mentioned in the shout-outs, they're very cooperative. Very cooperative with our show. They like the show.
Definitely.
Benzino's laughing at me.
They like the show.
He's sitting here laughing at me. I look over at him sometimes and
nice little
just,
smirks.
I look at the
smirk.
camera and I see Benzino over here laughing at me.
Smirk like the Joker.
He laughed at me when I said, as the kids say, dope. I said dope. I said dope one time and he laughed. He laughed at me. I haven't said dope again.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Dope.
Nope. Oh, hey, listen to me. You said something that was dope, and I said it was dope. What did you say that time?
I don't know, but it was dope.
It was dope. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. This is what I have. I have a radio voice, and I have a personality off the air. You know what my girlfriend tells me?
What?
As me and Benzino are walking to the station to host our show today, my girlfriend texts me and tells me, don't be annoying this time. Do people find me annoying on air? I want to know. Is my personality annoying?
We'll check the comments after.
Am I annoying to people, Ben? I want to hear it from you, from the person who knows me best in the station. Am I annoying in the station?
No. You're a professional.
All right.
You show it how it is, man. All the haters out there.
You show it how it is, man.
You tell them you're Anthony Cargo. You go about your business. You wipe your hands off. Have a good day. Get back to your girlfriend. That's the mission.
All right. Look. Hey. This is the way I feel about it. I have a personality on air because people don't want to sit there and listen to somebody who's boring.
No.
So if I come off as annoying, I apologize. But that's just who I am. Just be thankful I'm not like Craig Carton.
He went to Newark High School.
Some people.
Shout out to the high.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
I seen him spoke.
No, he didn't.
I seen him spoke.
You seen him spoke.
I saw him spoke.
You seen him speak.
Yeah.
You seen him speak.
Well, I saw both.
And what was it? You saw both?
Yeah.
He spoke and he speak?
At the same time.
Did he really graduate from Newark
High School? He's an alum.
Where did he go to college?
No idea, but...
Well, that's something I got to know.
He went to the high. Shout out to Newark High School, Ray Rice.
Yeah, that's something I appreciate that. I appreciate that fact of information for today. I did not know Craig Carton went to Newark High School. Wow. Wow, that's something that you learn something new every day.
Definitely.
So he's got some personality, which is why I brought him up. And some people, not saying myself, some people find him annoying. I don't. I like him actually. But you got to be who you are.
Definitely. And
if your personality is different on air, if you have a radio show than you are in person, then I don't think you're two-faced. I just think you like to have fun and make people enjoy things on the radio.
Definitely.
So whatever.
Well, not whatever. Can I tell you something?
Tell me something.
We're at Iona, correct?
We're at Iona College.
And Iona had a couple basketball games.
They did. And we're going to go backwards because one of them was more striking to people's attention than the other one. Mm-hmm. And that was the one that Benzino's going to analyze for us. In Kansas, the Gales went. Ooh, take me back to Kansas. Dorothy. Okay, I just screwed that up. Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. I want to go back home to Kansas. Well, the Gales want to leave Kansas.
We're not in Kansas anymore. That's what
I was trying to think of.
That's what they said when they were back in Newark Show. We're not in Kansas anymore.
That's what I was trying to think of. Sorry.
Iona held their own the first half. Iona did play well. They were playing 2-3 most of the game in the first half. They limited Andrew Wiggins to 13 points throughout the game. He averages 17 on the year.
It's impressive.
The score was 38-41 going into halftime, and then at the second half, Kansas ran with it. Perry Ellis had 21. Center, he's 7 foot coming off the bench. His name is Joel. Joel Embiid. He went 7-7, 16 points, 13
Joel
rebounds.
Embiid.
He's from Congo.
Oh, okay.
So he started playing basketball. He was 16. Now he's at Kansas. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, at Kansas now.
Hey, if you're an Iona student, you were impressed that the Gales kept up in the first half.
Definitely.
They were down by 5 come halftime.
4.
Down by 4 come halftime, and that means that their pieces were working for them. Which means Sean Armand was playing well.
He did okay.
And the Gales were able to keep neck and neck. Unfortunately, in the second half, as you said, things fell apart.
Kansas ran with the ball.
And that's what makes them second ranked in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas they're a good team,
Definitely.
and I think that the Gales were privileged to face them. But let's not degrade the Gales here. We're dealing with a very good team.
Definitely. AJ English had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. AJ came to play.
And I saw in the game against Wofford on Saturday that the Gales were able to play. I was a little disappointed in the first half because Wofford, I didn't think they could really contend.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Gales were going to really control the pace of the game the whole time, but they struggled in the first half. And they really weren't able to. When you're watching a basketball game, you have to see a lot of pieces sort of in motion to realize that a team is on, and they weren't really capitalizing on opportunities, and they were just struggling a little bit. So both teams remained neck and neck, just like the Kansas Iona game.
Yes.
However, in the second half, it was the opposite. The Gales this time turned it on in the second half. Sean Armand shot for 15 points in the second half.
Wow.
I believe it was 15. I'm sorry. Wait a second.
He ended up
17.
With 20.
I'm sorry, 17. Shot 17 points in the second half. First half, he only had 3.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, Sean Armand did very well.
And Isaiah Williams also adding on 19 points with the team. That's pretty cool for Isaiah Williams.
Isaiah Williams had a big game as well. Both of them Isaiah was hitting threes, left and right. Sean Armand was attacking the basket.
And David Lowry showing inside
driving.
presence.
Yeah, but I know David Lowry can do it. I want to see him do it. You know what I mean? I want to see him start, busting out.
He did have 13 and 9 against Kansas, so when you're putting up those numbers against the number 2 team, you're doing something well, and hope David Lowry can continue that through the season. And the season's continuing. The Gales will be playing George Mason. George Mason is 4-0.
George Mason's 4-0.
The Gales are 1-2. The games will be at Heinz. The
Heinz Athletic Center. So come out and support this weekend, Saturday, 2:00 game. Shout out to John Stanko and the ICTV Sports production crew. John does the women's basketball broadcast. He's the broadcaster for the play-by-play. So I look up to him.
Cool, John. Cool.
I look up to him in that role. That's a very cool role.
From the collegiate level, let's talk it to the pros.
Take it to the pros first, Ben.
The Knicks.
Oh
my.
You thought we were upset last time. We were talking about how I was upset. Last show.
I honked the horn multiple times last show.
This time, Ben, when he was in the radio, he honked his horn. I mean, when he was in the car listening to the radio, he honked his horn. This time, would you smash the windshield?
No.
I would have smashed the windshield. I mean, listen to me. Hey, a good game is a good game. And the Knicks played a good game yesterday.
Definitely.
They played a good game. There's a way to win, and there's a way to lose. And that was the way to lose.
Knicks lost, man.
Listen to me. I know you're upset, but like I said, there's a way to win and there's a way to lose. The Knicks played the game to win, and they had the game won. Why they didn't put the Pacers away in the fourth quarter is because the Pacers are a good team.
Definitely,
Agreed?
yeah.
The Pacers are a good team. The problem is the fact that they gave the Pacers a chance to tie that game up and send it to overtime.
In the final seconds, Iman Shumpert fouled Paul George with 3.
Listen to me. Nobody was on Paul George for the last 3 3-point attempts. So I'm happy that there was somebody there at least to put their hands up. Sorry,
but
that's my take on it.
He got fouled. There's no rotation with the Knicks at all this year. No rotation.
Okay, but if you're saying that you're upset that Imam Shumpert fouled Paul George in the final seconds of the game to give him the shot, give him the opportunity to tie it up, I understand your grief. I'm upset as well that Imam Shumpert fouled Paul George. But here's my problem. He had 3 other attempts right before then when he was wide open.
No rotation. That's rotation. That's simple defense. You have to rotate to the ball.
Okay, he was wide open. The Knicks were lucky that he missed those shots, those 3-point attempts.
Mhm.
And I agree with you 110%. Seeing him wide open frustrated me.
That's a threat.
You had
Paul
n-
George.
That's a threat. Exactly. That's a threat. They need people on him. Explain to us rotating and why the Knicks were not on Paul George.
If the ball's in the corner, you have to go to the corner. A defender has to step out because the ball's in the corner.
Correct.
Since the ball's in the corner, now the middleman has to come to the block.
Right.
To defend, to rotate. Everybody has to move with the ball.
Exactly.
And the Knicks this year have not been moving with the ball.
Exactly. And they've been getting they've been getting mismatches constantly,
Mhm.
I think. That and the problem rotating, I think, has been two huge problems. Of course, smaller than the fact that they have a 3-8 record. I think that's the number one problem.
Mhm.
But I wanted to tell you though, in that situation, of course, you can't foul somebody in that situation.
Mhm.
You know that it can be, it can't happen.
No.
I'm just explaining to you that the Knicks had to have somebody on Paul George, and they didn't because there was bad rotation in that
Definitely.
in that perspective. So I'm explaining to you my grief. Paul George needed to be covered. He was not being covered. So I'm not going to bash Imam Shumpert for fouling him because at least he was on him.
At least.
Uncontested shots,
Mhm.
Paul George, many of them.
Most improved player last year. Now
Ma-
he's trying to get the MVP this year.
Uncontested shots. Too many.
Mhm.
Too many uncontested shots. That's-
Bargnani's held his own against Hibbert throughout the game. Lance Stevenson did play well coming back to New York. He played a lot of games in New York at the Garden.
Right.
His team won multiple New York City championships at the Garden.
Right.
So Lance Stevens had to show out for his fans.
Right.
And the Knicks lost at the end of the day.
The Knicks lost at the end of the day, and they just they really disappointed a lot of people who were looking for a Knicks win in a very, very big, I think a big stage, a big win it would
And a
have been.
big opponent that was.
Exactly. Big stage, meaning they're facing the Pacers, and I think a win against them would have really provided a lot of momentum for them just to revamp their minds and say, okay, we got a losing record, but look, we just came out, we beat we beat the Pacers. Let's come back and get on a streak, and they would have gotten on a streak, but they lost. So
Melo had the opportunity to win the game in the fourth quarter. The last seconds in the fourth quarter, there was about 4 seconds left.
played very well early on, very well.
He tried to draw a foul. He realized the foul wasn't called, and maybe that was the reason the shot did not go in because he was expecting a foul. They were both in the post area by the free throw line, and Carmelo does a spin move. He rips into Paul George and he shoots the shot, but no foul was called.
Melo had 13 first quarter points.
That's where it started first quarter.
I mean, look, the pace against the Pacers went from high controlling pace for the Knicks. They were controlling everything with, Melo, I should say, was
Mhm.
controlling a lot of the first half to him being stopped in the second half, and guess who turned himself on? Paul George.
To be credited with the loss is very bad, but you can take stuff out of a loss. Knicks should take out a very positive thing in Bino Udrih.
Oh yeah,
17 points off the bench.
Ben was going to tell me about his take on Udrih right now.
He's playing.
Go ahead.
If he's hot, he's different player than Prigioni. Prigioni's more of a pass-first type of player. Bino Udrih looks to score more. And with the offense not percolating, as it usually does, you have to insert a player like Bino Udrih to score. And Raymond Felton's injured.
That's why he's in.
Mhm.
Udrih. That's why he's in.
Yes.
Primarily. I mean, that's why he's doing what he's
backing
doing.
up. He's third string point guard for the Knicks. Since the first string's out, the second string has to come up, which leaves the third string as a second string spot.
Exactly. So he's impressing,
Mhm.
and I want to credit you with the percolating comment. Percolating, really making a good comment there because you know why?
Why?
Walt Clyde Frazier, percolating.
It's a Knicks thing, you know.
It's a very-
only Knicks fans know what I mean when I'm saying percolated, switching and dishing, gusto. It's a Knicks thing.
Trademarking as Walt Clyde Frazier. Well, Walt Clyde Frazier, I don't think he's trademarked those words.
No, he just used
But
it.
we all know those are his words.
Yes.
So very nice, honorable job as you use the word percolating, because Ben deserves to be able to use that word, because he's the number one Knicks fan in the world. So
I do it, man.
he deserves to be able to use that without permission from Walt Clyde Frazier. But the Nets are feeling some pain as well.
They feeling some type of way.
Now they're feeling a couple of types of pain because they're 3-8 as well. Correct.
Really?
Correct.
Wow. The Nets, the high-profile Nets, 3-8.
3-8.
Tell me about it.
They're feeling a little pain with the loss of, as you will say,
Darren
Williams. Darren Williams. You want to explain what
right
happened?
ankle injury. He suffered that right ankle injury 2 games ago. He tried to come back. He re-injured it last night against the Bobcats, and now there's a loss of point guard.
You know what? Listen to me. Do the Nets really have? Is this really going to impact the Nets? Because listen to me, they're 3-8 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it would be more of an impact if you're looking at a Nets team that is 8-3 and loses Darren Williams. A 3-8 team losing Darren Williams.
Somebody has to step up.
Somebody has to step up. What I'm saying to you is that there's room for improvement. If you're 8-3, you don't want to lose Darren Williams.
That's
you don't
a
want
loss.
You don't want to lose him when you're 3-8. But nobody's really doing their job. Nobody's really on page with each other.
Definitely.
So it's not going to really, in my eyes, impact them as much as if they were 8-3. That being said, it's definitely going to be a hurtful thing that happened. It is
Sean
a loss.
Livingston has to step up as the point guard now.
It is a loss in the sense that the Nets needed to turn things around, and it's not going to be easier now with Darren Williams out.
Could you say both coaches are on the hot seats?
Oh,
in their respective
absolutely,
borough?
absolutely. Look, Jason Kidd doesn't know he doesn't understand yet the first thing about coaching.
One of the Tower Boys said, no, he was a scout. One of the scouts said, Jason Kidd doesn't even do anything in practice.
Really?
Yeah, a person that watches practice on a day-to-day basis, coming out to the media, he doesn't do anything.
I mean, hey, we're seeing a little bit of something that we already kind of perceived might happen before the season. We knew it was Jason Kidd's first season. We knew that Jason Kidd was a phenomenal player, but there's a difference between a player that's phenomenal and a coach that's phenomenal.
Definitely.
I told you about Don Mattingly. He didn't do anything for the Yankees offense when they had him as the hitting coach. He was one of the best hitters to ever wear pinstripes. But when put in the coaching seat, things were different. That being said, I can't say Jason Kidd has really made us say to ourselves, wow, he's a bad coach. I don't think that's happened yet. He hasn't done anything to make that happen. The only thing that's being done to make us say Jason Kidd really hasn't embraced coaching yet is the fact that the Nets are 3-8.
Yeah.
But he hasn't, I wouldn't say he's done anything memorable to me that's been like, wow, he doesn't know how to coach. You know what I mean?
He didn't do like a bonehead play.
Yeah, exactly. He knows the game. What he's got to take from this now is learning how to be on a team as a coach with a 3-8 record and how to deal with that.
And that roster.
And the roster, yeah. How to deal with that and how to turn the team around. That's what's in Jason Kidd's hands right now. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully they get back on the stride for their sakes, or moves will be made.
I can guarantee you moves will be made. What else has happened in the NBA this week?
NBA, when you're talking about the NBA, some teams deserve credit. That team's the Portland Trailblazers. Portland Trailblazers are 10-2, currently on a 8-game win streak. Nobody's talking about them. They usually talk about the Clippers, the Thunder, more of the flashier teams in the NBA.
Exactly.
And a team like Portland having the Rookie of the Year Damian Lillard, Marcus Aldridge, Wesley Matthews, Nick Batum.
Exactly.
Mo Williams coming off the bench. And that team's getting it done in the West.
They're getting it done.
In the West.
And I want to tell you another thing.
What?
We can compare them. The teams like that, like I want to compare them to the Chiefs this year in the NFL. They need to be talked about. So, listen to me. I enjoy watching teams that weren't expected to do well.
And they are.
Shock everybody. So, I hope they keep doing well.
Other news around the NBA, CP3 recently passed Magic Johnson to start the season with most consecutive double-doubles. A double-double is 10-plus points, 10-plus stats.
Here we go. Sports definition number 2 of the week. Double-double.
Double-double. Double-double is 10-plus stats at a certain position. For example, if you have 12 points, 15 rebounds, that's a double-double.
That's a double-double.
And Chris Paul has passed that to now the record is 12. See if he can continue the hot start for the season.
Correct. This was on my mind. I was just thinking about this before. The fact that Clyde Frazier. I was watching this show. This is a very random fact.
Okay.
Just popped into my mind. I was watching a show called trying to remember the name of the show. It was a good show. It was like two very normal guys hosting a show, like me and you, like just sports lovers. And they were fun to watch. And what they would do is have actors and actresses and other sports figures speak their mind about who they thought was the coolest athlete.
Okay.
And they would take a poll, a vote. You know, they would have a vote, send it in, and then they would go to the celebrity reactions. So Walt Clyde Frazier made it to the final round with coolest athlete. Derek Jeter got eliminated. Who else got eliminated?
Did you see the show on MSG?
It might have been MSG.
Okay.
Might have been MSG. But I recommend this show. But I gotta find the name of it again, so I don't remember. It was fun though to watch the many different leopard print suits that Walt Clyde Frazier has
They
sported.
call him Clyde because of the hat that he wore.
Yeah,
Bonnie and
Bonnie
Clyde.
and Clyde. The leopard print suits were very amusing though. Just a side note. I'm sorry to take you away.
It's okay.
I was talking about the NBA, so I was recalling an enjoyable show.
It's good that Anthony's getting on his NBA.
Yeah, you know what? Listen to me. MLB's number one for me. NFL I enjoy, would take a number 2 seed. But the NBA has made its way for me pretty much into the 2 seed.
Really?
Yes, I want to say at this point tied with the NFL. I don't want to give too much credit away, but I must say it's been making a very, very big...
My NBA impact has been rubbing off on you?
Yes, absolutely.
Not shocking. And not shocking at all that Anthony Davis is getting the stat line of the week of yesterday. So stat line of the week: Anthony Davis had 22 points, 9 rebounds, 8 blocks, 4 assists. And Davis coming off okay rookie year. Now he's getting back into things, and with Anthony Davis having those type of numbers, that's a future thing. You can see him putting up numbers like that every night.
Absolutely, shows consistency.
Definitely. We're gonna talk about football now, and that's cool.
Football, we will transition to football. That's cool. That's cool with me, Ben.
All right.
I really don't find a problem with discussing how the Giants or the G-men, as we could finally call them.
They're almost there. They're almost there.
I think we can finally say G-men. I think so.
Nah.
No, you don't think so?
If they get a win against the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow, they're the G-men.
Okay, fine. I agree with you.
They're 20 trying to turn 21.
I agree with you. Here we go with the analogies. Always on the ball, but I agree with you. Dallas will entail that they will be able to be called again the G-men. The sloppiness that we saw last week that we talked about, about how I was explaining how Eli Manning not only leads the NFL in interceptions, but he leads them in the most disgusting interceptions I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
That's changed a little bit in the last game against the Packers. I liked the way he was throwing the ball. He was putting the ball between defenders into the hands of Victor Cruz. Very, very much did a lot of precision passing. Victor Cruz didn't drop any balls, thank God.
Yeah.
And of course, the play of the game, JPP.
You took it to the house.
JPP play of the game. And, we will issue our new thing of coming up with play of the week. And play of the week for this week, JPP and his interception on the Packers.
Last week, unofficially,
Pick 6.
we could call it the A.J. Green play.
Last week, we will call it the A.J. Green play.
So now we're caught up.
Absolutely. Now we're caught up. And, listen to me. You're gonna have critics. You're gonna have critics out there who are gonna be pessimistic, and they're gonna say the Giants didn't face Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
They faced Tolzien. Tolzien's not Rodgers.
No.
Listen to me. We understand that. As a spectator, we are saying that the Giants though deserve credit.
Yes.
They deserve credit from taking themselves 0-5, 0-6. 0-6 or 0-5. 0-6 and bringing themselves back up to
4-6.
4-6. And four straight wins. The Giants have done a whole lot, and that is why they deserve credit at this point. And they're making big plays. The playmakers they have are finally, I think, starting to step back up. You know what I felt like this season has been so far?
What?
It's been a bunch of good players coming into a season almost in a maze, in a corn maze. Have you
Okay.
ever been in a corn maze?
Not at all.
It's very, very, very disheartening. It's disheartening because you're not confident with yourself. You're going to find a way out. I feel like the Giants came into the season with cobwebs on them in a corn maze.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a Halloween story. But for some reason, they came into the season this way, and they spent a long time. What are you smirking at me again
What?
for?
Continue.
Why are you smirking at me again? Did I say
Continue.
something funny?
Continue.
I'm about to just lay out a perfect analogy, and you're smirking at me.
Continue. I'm anticipating. That's why
Okay,
I'm smiling.
fine. The Giants this year have been in a very long corn maze, and they've been weekly trying to figure out how to get to the exit,
Free.
to leave, to find themselves again,
Mm-hmm.
get back to where they started from, free out of the corn maze. And they've been struggling. They've been going down wrong paths, and finally they're starting to find their way. You keep smirking
Good
at
job,
me.
man.
They're finally starting to find their way to the exit, and they're getting back to the good players we knew they were. Playmakers, as I was saying, JPP making a big play. Eli Manning making his plays, which he hasn't been making all season. I should say completing his passes, playing his game. I just feel good things.
The fact that they're playing a divisional rival and the Cowboys also adds another intensity to the game. If the Cowboys lose, the Giants and Cowboys will be tied as having the same record.
The Giants have, believe it or not, a shot at the playoffs,
Definitely.
at the postseason. They're lucky they do, but they do. What do you think is going to happen? Will the Giants beat the Cowboys or no?
Anthony likes to bring up momentum. And when having momentum into an 0-6 drought and now rolling off victory after victory after victory after victory, you think they're going to get a W. So hopefully they get a W and another W and another W and another W.
Hopefully for us Giants fans, this is the way I feel. Either Sunday is going to be a reality check, and they're gonna lose the game and realize that, hey boys, this hasn't been our season.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it's gonna go. Or I'm not going to say that it's over if they lose, but listen, there comes a time when there may be a key defining point in the season, and I think this is one of them.
Hopefully the Giants can overcome it.
Hopefully they can overcome it, because I think this game against the Cowboys is a key defining point in the Giants season and in their possibility of a playoff run. And I believe that momentum is going to play a big part in it. I believe that the Giants have waited too long to start winning, and now that they've started, I don't think they're going to want to stop.
Nah.
So I think that the Giants are going to beat the Cowboys this Sunday.
Maybe the Jets can beat the Ravens. Geno Smith, rookie.
I don't know.
He's having rookie mistakes.
Look, it's been a very interesting season watching Geno Smith. It's been very, very interesting watching 1 week playing like an all-star and the next week playing like I don't know what to say.
1 week
a mess.
1 week he gets into the fourth quarter so far that he wins the game. Other weeks he gets to so far into the fourth quarter, he's benched. Doesn't even play the fourth quarter.
Isn't it amazing? It's amazing. I mean, I guess if you can take one thing out of this as a Jets fan, it's we have something to work with Geno Smith. We have somebody who's got potential to play at the NFL level and to do well. What we have to turn this into is a good quarterback. Somebody who can take that potential and play week in and week out consistently doing good things.
When you look at the Jets, sometimes you see a diamond. Other times you just see a plain old rock. And that's Geno Smith.
That is perfect. That is another. I don't know how he does it, but one after another, he hits on these analogies like 3-pointers. You just hit him. You just
straight cash.
You just put it away. You just put it away. I think that like I said, Geno. It's been up and down for the Jets, but one good thing that I think they can take a good thing out of it this season. They're pretty frustrated because you don't want to watch your team coming in and out, week in, week out, have one great game, one not great game.
Yes.
You don't want to watch that as a fan. Very frustrating. But as we said, we believe that, well, I think you agree with me, right? Potential is there. And I think that it's going to be fun, watching him develop. But look, this goes two ways. We've seen it happen before. It either goes good for Geno Smith or it goes bad. The good quarterbacks, the elite, are the ones who take that potential and they turn that into a consistently good career.
Definitely.
The ones who are not elite and get forgotten are the ones who can take that and turn it into consistency. I think, though, it's going to be largely up to the Jets coaching staff to turn Geno Smith into a good quarterback.
Rex Ryan and company have to do their job.
There we go. I think that's it.
A fun game for this coming up week, Patriots-Broncos.
Patriots-Broncos are going to be interesting.
Arguably the two best quarterbacks in the league. They're going up against each other.
Always love watching Tom Brady and Peyton Manning go up against each other. Always going to love seeing that.
Broncos coming off a W against undefeated Chiefs. The Patriots coming
Big
off
win
a
for them.
very controversial loss against the Panthers.
And that call.
That call was very controversial.
Controversial call. And we're going to shout out John Stanko once again because he's sitting here in the studio and he's listening to us. He's listening to us right now, and he gives us a thumbs up. Unfortunately, though, he's gonna, he's got a big thumbs down.
Oh, he's a Patriots fan.
He's
right?
a Patriots fan. John Stanko is a Patriots fan. That's why I'm shouting him out. He's not. He's gonna give us a big, probably middle finger when we come out of the radio station because of that loss that he received. And now Rachel's staring in at me and she's laughing. And she's gonna be part of the shout outs today for Benzino. Benzino,
Should we
will
start
take
the
it away.
shout-outs?
Take it away.
Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to FG. Shout out to Carlos. Shout out to Yuli. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Franklin, Freddie, Carlos. I said Carlos. Carlos only gets one shout out. Sorry about that, guys. Sadan, Will, Game Plan, Yuli, Jiggles, Rob Jiggity, Lil Jigs. Wow, say Aaron. I'm lost for words, man. I'm just ready for this marathon to start.
We're shouting out John and Rachel here, about to kick off the radio-a-thon. Everybody tune in. Go on Ustream. Come here to the studio. Just, the station.
I got you.
Just make things happen for us here at WICR. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this week to AB Conversation. We'll see you back here next. Actually, we won't.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Everybody.
Yeah.
We want to tell everybody Happy Thanksgiving because we won't be
man.
back here Thursday. It will be Thanksgiving, but
here.
we will see you guys again. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.